Hi, welcome to the third semester course ENSC 433 Environment Impact Assessment and Disaster Management. This course on EIA and disaster management is a very important course as far as environmental science is concerned. This course has two components or two aspects. One is environment impact assessment and the other one disaster management. As we all know, environment and development are the two sides of a coin. That means whenever there is a new development activity, it will have some impact on environment. This impact can be positive impact or negative impact. So our aim is to reduce the negative impact and improve the benefits to the society and human beings. Whenever we take developmental projects, these projects can be very small project at the grassroots level. For example, construction of a check dam in a river, and it can be a big project, a national project, for example, construction of a nuclear power plant. So it can be a very small project or a large project, and these various types of projects need environmental impact assessment studies to reduce the negative impacts. So that aspect covers under the environmental impact assessment part of this particular course. The second part of the course is disaster management. We all know about natural and man-made disasters. India is one of the worst disaster country in the world, and in Kerala too, for the last 2 years, witnessed one of the worst flood disaster. So we should learn the scientific aspects of disasters and how to manage the disasters so that the casualty can be minimized. On these aspects, actually, we are proceeding with this particular course. So the aim of this course is to enable the students to judge whether a particular development project requires an EIA study. Once the EIA is required, then what are the procedures, what are the steps to be followed to undertake such an assessment study, how to collect data, how to interpret the data, all these things. So all these aspects coming under the first part of the course. The second part, as I mentioned earlier, is disaster management. Actually, we are trying to give a scientific knowledge regarding various natural and man-made disasters to the students, and at the same time, we are trying to train the students to cope with different disaster management activities like disaster preparedness, disaster prevention, thereby to reduce the casualty to human beings and their surroundings. The objectives of the course more or less same as that of the aim of the course. So we are making students aware of the environment impact assessment and the process, and also we are trying to make students aware of the various natural and man-made disasters and how to manage these disasters in an effective way. So coming to the module, the entire course is divided into 6 modules. This is the module 1, which deals with the EIA. So this module will cover the definition of EIA, goal of EIA, various stages of EIA, various participants in EIA, various types of EIA, etc. And also this module covers the different types of baseline or fundamental data collection regarding various aspects of EIA, like environmental data, project alternative data, and how the data is collected, then the role of public participation in the environment impact assessment studies. Then we will learn some of the technical terms commonly used in EIA, like terms of reference TOR, environment impact assessment, EIA, and environment impact statement, EIS, environment management plan, EMP. So these are the outcome of course. Once you complete the module 1, the student should be able to understand definition and goal of EIA, then the participants in EIA, stages and types of EIA, understand the measurement of impacts, how to measure the various types of impacts. Then the students will get some idea regarding the role of public participation in EIA program, then understand the terms like TOR, EIS, EMB, etc. Now coming to the module 2, Module 2 is the heart of the EIA program. That means in this module we are doing the environment impact analysis, the actual analysis part. So the previous module we have seen how to collect the data. This one in this module, once the data collection is over, then we will go for the impact analysis. So impact analysis has 4 stages. One is impact identification, and how the impact identification is done, various methods of impact identification. Then we go for the second stage, that is the impact prediction and predictive methodologies. Then for the third stage, impact evaluation or assessment, and the last one is impact mitigation. So 4 stages are involved in environmental impact analysis, and these 4 stages are actually covering under module 2, and these are the outcome. Once you complete module 2, these are the outcome of this module. Students should be able to identify, understand the various stages in EIA analysis, then the methodology for each of the components of the EIA analysis, and finally students will learn the role of public participation in EIA, and the student will understand the various terms like TOR, EIS and EMP. Now this is the module 3, and this module deals with the case studies in EIA. For example, before going to the case studies, this module actually give an idea regarding the basic steps required to study the impact identification, impact prediction, impact assessment of various domains of the environment, particularly air environment, water environment, noise environment, vegetation environment, wildlife environment, etc. So basic steps for each subdomains of the environment, how to collect the data, and what are the basic steps to be followed. In a systematic fashion it is given. Then we go to the EIA of India. So India, what is the current procedure for the environmental clearance in India? Actually EIA is a process which varies from country to country. The procedures vary depending upon the political and administrative setup of a country. So we are dealing with the EIA of India purely, how it is clearing the environmental projects, current procedures, practices and guidelines. Then finally we go to the EIA case studies like water resource project, hydel projects, industries, how to conduct the EIA study. Then mining and quarrying, highway construction, tourism, developments. These projects are common in India. When we come to Kerala, water resource projects are common because we have so many dams here. In order to construct a new dam, we have to conduct the EIA study. So what are the procedures to be followed, how to prepare a EIA. So our ultimate aim is, after completing the MSc Environment Science program, students will be able to take part in the EIA study as a project team member, later stage as a resource person, etc. So we should learn what are the procedures to be followed, each specific case studies like water resource projects, industries, mining and quarrying. In Kerala we have granite quarrying projects are there, highway construction everywhere in India, in Kerala too, and tourism developments are the important project as far as Kerala is concerned. We have backwater tourism, beach tourism, plantation tourism, etc. So many tourists are coming every year. So the tourism project is very much important. So then we will move over to the module 4. Module 4 deals with the disaster and disaster management. So module 4 will give an overview of the basic concept of disaster, definition of disaster, then what is the fundamental difference between hazard and disaster, causative factors of disaster, classification of disasters. Then we will learn something about hazard mitigation, identification of hazard prone belts, hazard zonation mapping, and some of the technical terms in connection with the hazard zonation. These are the outcome of the module 4. The student will learn the definition of disaster, difference between hazard and disaster, definition of vulnerability, risk, classification of disaster, causative factors, recognition of various technical terms. So in bracket you have given some abbreviations like R. So this is actually the Bloom's taxonomy of learning. Bloom's taxonomy learning start with remembrance. the basic thing. Once you learn certain things by heart, we call it as remembrance. So this is a remembrance topic. And second level, higher level is understanding, and we give you for understanding. Then the third level is application level, we give AP. And the fourth level, analysis level, we give A. Then evaluation level E. So there is a hierarchy in order from the bottom to the top. So when you go for more and more application level, application, hands-on exercise, training, all these things, we are actually moving from remembrance level to the understanding and evaluation, etc., etc. So this need not worry about the alphabets given in bracket. Now we'll move to the module 5. Module 5 deals with the disaster management cycle. So here we will learn definition of disaster management, components of disaster management cycle. In a disaster management cycle, there are two broad components. One is crisis management and another one risk management. Now we will learn what are the various sub-stages involved in the crisis management. After that we will learn the sub-stages involved in the risk management. Then in continuation of that one, we will learn important sectors in disaster management. So it's actually so many stakeholders or participants are involved in disaster management. For example, start with the health and medical care, communication, insurance, social work, NGOs, media, fire services, police and paramilitary services, armed force, etc. And finally, we will learn levels of disasters in India. These are the items coming under module 5, and this is the outcome. Once you complete the module 5, you will learn these things, at least definition of disaster management, components of disaster management, then components of crisis management, components of risk management, then important sectors in disaster management, and finally the levels of disasters in India. Now the last module is module 6. This actually deals with the various natural and man-made hazards or disasters. So this is a very important topic. We are actually learning earthquakes, tsunami, volcanoes, floods, landslides, avalanche, cyclones, drought and fire. So what are the causes, perception, mitigation and management. So we will learn the scientific aspects of each disaster, and then we will learn how to manage this disaster. So India is a vulnerable country, particularly for this different disasters. When we come to Kerala, we are familiar with the flood and landslides. Now occasionally we get the cyclone disasters. So we should learn these disasters in a very serious way. Then we have the man-made disasters like dam and reservoirs, nuclear power plants, industrial hazards, occupational hazards, etc. We are learning the various management options to reduce the casualty once a calamity occurs. Then finally, we will deal with the environmental health hazard and risk assessment. So we are assessing the health risk as well as the management options. So these are the various portions of the syllabus covering under ENS C433, Environment Impact Assessment and Disaster Management. Thank you.